So today is the day 4th of April where major changes are happening in the UK. However, today I'll be covering one positive change which is happening from today, which is about you guys can earn extra money, which is called you can do extra supplementary job or part-time job and you can earn extra 20 hours per week. However, there's a catch, not everybody can do and you cannot work on all the available jobs. So there's a catch of 20 hours per week and there's a catch of only few jobs which you can do. So if you want to know what are the changes happening for which visa category and for what kind of job, make sure you watch the video till the end because there is some kind of positive news in it. And also I'm going to try to summarize all the changes. Okay, so without any further delay, let's begin with today's video. So there's a massive PDF which is provided by the government, around 280 pages. I have already made some notes which I wanted to share with you guys. So the first note is about what do you mean by these supplementary changes? Which jobs are impacted? What do you mean by part-time? How many hours you are allowed to work? The communication mentioned by the UK government, it says clearly that you're allowed to work extra 20 hours per week, but only for 3 visa categories. So which are those? They are skilled worker visa, global mobility visa, the old name was ICT visa, intra-company transfer. I'm mentioning it because I have already seen some comments in my previous video about it, and the third visa category is scalar visa. So if you are one of those from these 3 visa categories, you can earn more money now in the UK in a legal way by working 20 hours per week. If you look, says in the case of supplementary employment in the skilled worker route, this is being broadened to encompass all occupations eligible for the route. So quick reminder. Before 4th of April, if you are on any of these visa categories, you're not allowed to work in all the job or occupation code. You're allowed to do extra 20 hours only in your occupation code. Say you're working as a business analyst in a company, your job code, 1214. So you're allowed to work only as business analyst in another company with the same job code. You cannot go and pick up another job code 3214 and work in that. That was the rule before 4th of April. But from 4th of April, you can work in any job which are considered as skilled. So if you're already thinking where's skilled and unskilled job, keep watching. Another point which I want to put an emphasis on, remember this is just supplementary work. Your current work which you're employed or you're sponsored by employer, that should not be impacted. This line which says the other employment does not exceed 20 hours per week. First of all, make sure you don't do it. Otherwise, when you apply for ILR, indefinite leave to remain, that will be rejected on those grounds. And this supplementary work should take place outside of the hours when the person is contracted to work for the sponsor in the job for which the person is being sponsored. So if you're being sponsored, say as a business analyst in a company ABCD from Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., make sure you don't do this extra 20 hours during your contracted sponsored job. Only the extra 20 hours can be done out of office hours or say on your weekend. So just be careful and mindful about it. If you want ILR and you want to settle UK, do not work unnecessary longer hours because your ILR will be rejected on that ground. Now let's see which are the jobs you can do versus not. So first of all, there's something called as supplementary. They have explained in this PDF, long PDF, what is this supplementary work. Here you can see supplementary employment means employment in a job other than the job for which the person is being sponsored, which can be from the immigration salary list. Now remember, from 4th of April, which is today, the shorted occupation list is being removed, so we will not make any reference to it. In fact, the new list is called immigration salary list. So as long as you get a job from immigration salary list and at the same corporation level, for example, I said, say you're working as a developer, as a Java developer, and then you get a job as another developer or you as a data analyst, you can still take that. And the third is if the person has permission as a skilled worker, is an eligible SOC 2020 occupation code listed in table 123 of that PDF, then only you can work this PDF. Table 123 is a huge list, so it allows you to choose from any of those skilled jobs only, which I will explain you now. In that PDF, page number 81 contains the data about your table 1, table 2 is 135 and 196. It's a huge list. Let me quickly run that with you now. On this PDF, if you just go and write table 1, you'll be landing to this page where you can see which are the eligible job listed here. Remember, all the jobs which is listed in table 1, 2, and 3, you are allowed to do that. Now here is the SOC 2020 code. Now remember the new job code that you'll be given by your employer. There will be a reference of SOC 2020 and not 2010, which is the old CWES. Here is the job code. And of course, like I said, in the new entrant, you'll be getting a salary discount. So this is the salary that the new entrants should be looking at. You are on a student visa or PSW. This is where you have to look at because you're a new entrant. Now, let's quickly look at a few examples. I'm not going to go through the whole list because it's a massive list. So 1111, chief executives, production manager, directors, marketing sales, advertising, directors, public relation communication, directors, purchasing managers, charitable organization managers, human resource manager, information technology directors, functional managers, directors in logistics, senior police officers, senior office fires, health and services and public health managers and directors. Here you can see clinical manager, director of nursing, health service manager, or information manager. And if you scroll down, social service managers and director, here you can see managers and proprietaries in forestry fishing, hotel and accommodation managers. Here you can see the details like caravan car park owner, hotel manager, service flat manager, restaurant, cafe owner, operation manager. So these are the jobs which are listed in table 1, table 2, and table 3. Again, I'm not going to go through it. Pause and go through this PDF. It's a huge PDF. Make sure you're very thorough from 4th of April because this is what you should be referring, and the UK government website will be also updated today itself. Now, of course, if you just go in right here in this PDF table 1, 2, and 3, you will be taken to that page. However, my next important slide is about the table 6, and I'll tell you why. Like I mentioned, you can work only from the jobs which is mentioned table 1, 2, 3, or immigration salary list, or with a new job code. But the list of the jobs which you cannot do is in table 6, which is in page 220. So let's quickly understand what is unskilled job. Now, they have said those jobs are not meeting the required skill level to be called under skilled jobs, either for a skilled worker, global mobility visa, or scale-up visa, and that's why you cannot work in this job. And of course, you can read the definition which is mentioned on the UK government website. So let's quickly go to this page number 220. What I've done in my PDF, I've just written table 6. So it will take you directly to table 6 here. You see, I'm on 218 page here. And if you scroll down here at the bottom, you will see all these jobs. You cannot do officers in armed forces, complementary health associate professionals, like you cannot work as a therapist. Here you see massage therapist or color therapist. You cannot work as a nun or pastor priest. You cannot work as a sports player. You cannot work as a cricketer, footballer, jockey, golfer. You cannot work as a referee, riding instructor, or sports coach. Bank and post office clerks, you cannot work. So what I have seen in a job which is considered as administrative jobs are listed here. You cannot work as a driver, you cannot work as a delivery guy as well, you cannot work in a pub, you cannot work, for example, into data entry administrators, you cannot work as a medical secretary, you cannot work as a legal secretary. Again, here, receptionist as well, you cannot work as a cook, nannies, pest control, hair escorts. And here are more explanation or more example of the job, so make sure you look at both the columns. You cannot work as a sports and leisure assistant. You cannot work as a hairdresser, beautician, housekeeper, caretaker. So basically all those easy jobs generally which students opt for during their part-time, you cannot do. Remember, because you're not on a student visa, this rule is not for student visa or anyone who is on graduate visa. This rule is only for people who are on skilled visa, global mobility visa, or people who are on scale-up visa because their salary threshold is higher. So you cannot work on this because the salary threshold is not good, or you will be paid little more if you're considered skilled. So you cannot do unskilled job. And the list is big. You can just go and check this full list in your free time. It's where call and contact center occupations, telephonist, communication operators. You cannot work in all of this job. So I don't know whether this is a positive news or a negative news for you guys, but do let me know in the comment section. Are you planning to work in any of the jobs from table 1, 2, 3? Do you see this as a positive news for you or not? I really don't know, but do let me know. What I'm going to do is now very quickly. So here you will see heavy and large good vehicle drivers. You cannot work. Bus and coach drivers, taxi cab driver. You cannot do delivery drivers. All the jobs which I was just mentioning in my introduction, you see here, you cannot do all these jobs here.